Sagittarius love for the rest of summer 2021 and or timeless. When you come across this, guys, leave a comment, like, share, follow, subscribe, reach out to your boy for a one-on-one reading over phone, messenger, IM, text, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Just reach out to your boy and we could set something up. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light, highest possible messages at this time for Sagittarius love, rest of summertime 2021. Devil card in the reverse, coming out of a low vibrational toxic situation. And yet with the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands in the reverse, it's not a time to jump into something brand new. Six of Cups in the upright is nostalgia, something familiar. Maybe your emotions are too involved. Okay, or you could be stuck on the past. Knight of Cups, in the reverse is watering yourself with love, happiness, space, whatever's going to be best for your emotional health. Sag. Okay, you showing up in your reading. 10 of Wands in the upright. This is, again, another ending of a cycle. Putting down a burden. 7 of Wands in the reverse. This is being vulnerable. Vulnerable to what, Spirit? The coming out of this energy here, coming out of this equation. The Lover's card in the reverse. I had a reading like this earlier. A personal reading that I did for someone. It was the energy of both scrapping the devil and the twin flame soulmate. It could have been too intense on the person, Sag. The Lover's card in the reverse is a degradation, I guess, if that's the word, but it's a downgrading, essentially, of a twin flame soulmate connection. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse is coming out of a family, legacy, or some sort of commitment or a marriage or something like that. Let's see. King of Swords in the reverse is an inner knowing, probably, and not to paint the narrative, feel free to paint it any which way, obviously. I'm just kind of humbly, serving you and trying to do this reading on your behalf, but feel free to, paint in the narrative. King of Swords in the reverse is this idea of like an inner knowing, and I was gonna say almost as if you're kind of knowing that it's time to get a move on here. So 5 of Pentacles in the reverse is going into the Church of Self. Judgment in the upright, second or third chances. Also, maybe you feel like you're being judged or evaluated. This is pretty much all of the, I get the sense it is kind of leveling up, going to the next phase, but it's all the pieces and all the fragments being put together. Maybe something has to be kind of looked at from a higher perspective so that you could put the pieces together and inevitably be ready for the next phase of the journey, so to speak. But right now that judgment is kind of looking at things from a higher perspective, a removed perspective. Still, it's always the time to kind of trust in the divine timing of how things are playing out, understanding that they have to play out in some way, shape, or form. And although it might not always be to your liking, understand that it's all kind of happening, with your best intentions, your best intentions in mind. So, from the higher power. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, again, coming out energy, coming out of an establishment, coming out of a collaboration, coming out of this kind of, could be a third-party situation. Typically 3 of Pentacles is like skilled labor or craftsmanship, craftswork. 5 of Swords in the reverse, wanting to not burn bridges, okay, wanting to leave amicably. 3 of Swords in the reverse is coming out of heartbreak. Okay, happiness, harmony here. Very cool, very cool. 10 of Cups in the upright, Pisces energy. This is a high watermark for personal happiness and emotion. So maybe you do decide to go back to that someone, Sagittarius. Maybe you do decide to try to, make amends after all this time. So, that's kind of the feel of, what's been going on here. Justice in the reverse, making sure that your heart isn't outweighing something and neither your mind. Neither your heart nor your mind want to be completely running the show. Yes, sometimes we think that our emotions are our heart, but that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily the case. Sometimes your emotions can just be the, sensitive self. but don't take that necessarily for the kind of spiritual heart, which is more so in tune with quietness, which is more so in tune with the non-conceptual mind. Okay, it's kind of like when you just do something automatically or something occurs intuitively. It's intuitive because you haven't thought about it. Okay, so something to be mindful of there, Sagittarius. Okay, Two of Swords. Speaking of intuition, Two of Swords in the upright. This is the moon in Libra energy. This is a crossroads decision. Okay, she has the swords here, but she's blindfolded to the swords, so she's blindfolded to the analytical mind. At the end of the day, you could conceptualize all you want, but the body's going to do what the body's going to do, or the self is going to do, the higher self is going to do what the higher self is going to do. So something to note there. Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is imbalance. Okay, so this kind of gives you the answer though too, as well, as far as love. If there's a form of love, whether it's the karmic or the twin flame, if it is about making that decision, if either of them are keeping you off balance, self-love, self-harmony, self-balance is first and foremost. It's always going to be the answer first and foremost, Sagittarius, because if you're not on balance with yourself, then that twin flame soulmate connection is not going to matter. That soulmate connection is not going to matter. So keep that in mind, keep that in your heart. And I think a part of you knows that already, which is probably why you may have kind of just, pushed everything to the side. It may have been too much. Likewise, obviously, with the karmic, if you notice that the karmic was too toxic or too much, then yeah, you will have pushed that to the side as well. But right now, it's kind of focused on your day in and day out dance. Okay, making sure you got to do what you got to do so you could, kind of vibrate at the level at which you want. Okay, and only you know that for sure, and only you know that best, Sagittarius, at the end of the day. So I'm going to leave it there. Feel free to reach out for a one-on-one reading. Leave a comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel. I appreciate your viewership. All my info is on the website link below, or just DM me on one of the social media, Instagram, TikTok. Holla at your boy. Peace.